promise to help each other, celebrate the joys of life, and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show.
Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn how we do. Hey.
They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we gone. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said gone. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you
Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a wheel. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today.
Last of us like a dying breed, down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we gone.
All right, yeah, this thing is on. All right, what's cracking, you guys? Ham Solo back here with another episode of Bull Sitting with Cozy Beluga. Matt likes games. Loke's not going to be here today. He is busy doing some
wrangling horses.
Yeah, he's working hard out in the pasture right now, getting some stuff done. You know, breaking some ponies. You know, breaking some ponies. That's what he's doing right now. He's out there breaking some ponies. But anyways, I don't know where Mental 9R is. I haven't talked to him in a while. But we do have you guys here today, and I'm happy to have you guys. What have you guys been up to? I'm gonna ask you first, Cozy. What's popping?
Woohoo! I've just been doing schoolwork. Like that project I was talking about last week. It still isn't fixed completely. It's improved. I spent all morning getting help on it, and yeah, I have until Tuesday to get it to where it should be or turn it in. Either way, I'm done.
Good for you, Cozy. Any games?
No. Okay, I admit, I snuck in an hour or two of Starfield. I still haven't gotten to the DLC though.
You got to touch it, essentially.
Yeah, like I'll go. Like all I do is I go. I've been going through all my bounty board stuff, the bounties I've collected, and I've slowly just been like, I'll do like one bounty a day. I don't even take all the loot I find on the bases.
Damn.
I know.
That's terrible. What are you doing?
That's not good. Why are you doing that?
refuse to turn on the thing that allows you to access your ship and adjust the weight. It's like I refuse to do either of those things. Where's the fun in all the loot if I don't have to like slowly walk back to my ship to get it?
I mean, hey.
Hey, if that's your prerogative, do your thing, Cozy. Good to know that you're doing just fine, though. Same old Cozy from last week. Matt, what's cracking with you, brother? What have you been playing lately? What's going on with you?
A whole lot of Halo Infinite is what I've been playing lately.
Oh, right.
Replaying the campaign for that, which is pretty great because, I mean, obviously I played it when it came out. I kind of easy to forget how good the campaign was in that. I feel like that doesn't get talked about a lot, or at least maybe I'm not saying it. But Halo Infinite, Starfield, trying to think. I didn't really get to play it because it was like right before the show and I didn't want to get super into it if I ended up getting into it. But I tried out Metaphor for like 20 minutes. So I guess I'll go back to that after the show. But that's about it. Is Starfield and Halo.
Okay. Okay. All right. Not bad. Not bad. All right. So for myself, it's like, so you can see the gameplay on the screen. This is me.
Woo-woo.
I've been playing a lot of Metaphor ReFantazio. I've completed, I started the demo on Monday and completed it on Wednesday. Or I started on maybe Tuesday. I don't know. I started it this early this week, completed it on Wednesday. Was really happy with what I played and decided to purchase it last night, essentially, right? Like pretty much like right after it came out in my region or whatever, right? And it's been a really good game so far. If you're into, your personas and stuff like that, obviously, Atlas is goated in that sense. They make some of the best JRPG like popular JRPG games is what I should probably say for console. So yeah, I highly recommend you check this joint out if you're into anything Final Fantasy wise, or or if you're really into just turn based whatsoever. It's a good game. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I've been playing this game. Also been playing a little bit of college football. College football has been pretty fantastic as well. But they really are stingy about trying to keep you to buying. Like they really want you to buy those damn packages, those cards, those packs and stuff like that to get your team. Like when you first get onboarded into Ultimate Team in that, it's pretty generous, but as of lately, it's been a little less generous, and I'm starting to notice. I'm like, okay, I got you. That's how they kind of get you into this thing. So
They want you to be good enough that you feel great and you're enjoying it, and then you get to a point where like, I gotta buy stuff now.
right, it's pretty much like you're good enough to beat anything in the computer, but as soon as you go versus somebody, you're gonna be going versus people that got players that they probably paid for and whatnot. I'm like, like I'm looking at certain things like, yo, these guys got 90 plus players. Like I don't know how else to get those unless you pretty much buying them. I don't know. I don't know. I still got to do a lot of work in that game. My reign is nowhere near over. I'm just getting started there, and I enjoy me some college football. Let's see. There was one other game that I was playing a little bit of Stalker here and there. I was also playing a little bit of Starfield, but like I'm gonna keep it real quick. So, like Starfield, I love the game, man. Usually, most evenings when I'm playing games, my wife is playing games. Like my boys I play with every night can attest to it. They can hear her in the background doing call outs and everything. Like she's playing games each night, right? And I only got one good PC. I only got one good PC. So
Aw.
there are some times where I want to play Starfield, but I'm just like, man, like I just don't want to play it on my Xbox. It's starting to get to that point. Like
Yeah.
it's really starting to get like they need to fix that because you might be able to like fool a few people, but like that ain't it.
Oh my goodness, you guys. I remembered I ordered the collector's edition of Metaphor.
Right. You did. You talked about that the
I
other day.
just remembered again. I should have picked that up on my way home. Oh my goodness.
Damn.
But anyways, like I said, it's been pretty treacherous over there on Xbox for that specific DLC for me right now.
Yeah.
So it's just like, goodness gracious, y'all, please get that fixed, because it is not that fun to play on my console right now. It is what it is. I
Yeah,
said
it's
it.
pretty bad.
And
It
then
is
that
busted.
was my game of the year last year. But right now, I see it. I want to play it. I want to get further in it. But like that frame rate, it's just all over the place when I'm playing that on console. And that's usually what I'm playing because wifey's on the PC because she loves to play Halo and whatnot. And yeah, I could fit some time. I mean, I got it downloaded. I got Shattered Space and everything downloaded on the PC. I already tried it on the PC. It's nice. It's exactly what I expected. Right? Like it works fine. It's great. My PC is able to punch a hole through it. It's good. But like the Xbox is, and they just need to work on that one a little bit better. They need to give more care to that as usual. It seems to be the trend this generation is they didn't give enough care to the console.
Oh shoot.
But anyways, I'm gonna keep it pushing because I'm not gonna sit there and just beat a dead horse on that one. No pun intended. Matt, you brought something to my attention just a little bit ago. I know I just got done
Yeah.
beating up on Xbox just a little bit ago. But they have been making some pretty dope moves lately, right? And they are kind of letting you know that the moves that they've been making the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, have been letting you know that they are far from even close to like they're just opening up the jar right now on gaming. It seems like
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
like they figured out they ran into a wall. They see that they healed for the most part, and now they are like stretching. This is like them stretching, like getting ready, and like it's like, all right, well, what do we got here? And I know we talked a little bit about Halo, which we'll be talking about today.
Oh,
We
nice.
will also be talking about, how you can purchase things on the app now, right?
Hmm.
And let me see. There's a few other things I wanted to talk about as well. We'll just stick with that though for right now. So there's those few things, but now this just came out in that you just sent me, right?
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and talk about that, man?
So looks like Xbox will be allowing you to stream your games that you own via the cloud starting in November. This was something this has been rumored for like a couple years at this point, honestly. And we always hear it's coming soon, it's coming soon, it's coming soon, and it never ends up coming. Well, finally, we know it's coming, and it is coming pretty damn soon. It's coming next month, so that's going to be really interesting. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to see if I can dive into the article on my side, but I'm wondering how they're going to handle that, because I would imagine there's going to be some publishers who don't want you to do that with their games. You know, like Ubisoft, because Ubisoft will assume at some point they're going to want to start their own cloud service. Probably stink, but they're going to want to do that probably. What other publishers have cloud services? I know there's more. I just can't think of them. But like,
But
I'd
like
imagine
GeForce or like
no, like
PlayStations or
I mean, like how Ubisoft has Ubisoft Plus. I would imagine at some point they'll have cloud in Ubisoft Plus. Same for like EA Play and stuff like that. I'm wondering if this is going to be every single game you own, no questions asked, or if it's going to be like some publishers are going to opt out of it for their games, like Rockstar.
Right.
Yeah.
I bet it's gonna be on by publisher. And man, I don't know. That's really interesting, right?
Yeah.
That's mad interesting. But that would be really good for the player, right? I mean, that's what we're looking. I mean, that's what we care about. We're the customers, and I want to be able to play whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. I paid for it, so it's kind of weird. It is weird sometimes as an Xbox customer. Let me just be honest for a second. It's weird sometimes as an Xbox customer going somewhere, knowing that I can turn on my app and I can play everything but what I bought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like I can pay. I can play all these games in this subscription service. Like I'm not gonna lie, most of them I don't care about. Right? I don't have every fucking game from Game Pass downloaded on my console. I don't care about 90% of those games. I care about like 10% of them, right? And I feel like that's most people, right? So, like there's those chances where I get to try a game on the Game Pass, and I'm like, oh, didn't know I like that. That's dope, right? But for the most part, I'm looking for new things to drop on there that I haven't got to play that I'm looking forward to, not that I'm not looking forward to, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's cool and all. But what I bought just yesterday, I'd like to just play. You know what I'm saying? And if that's not on Game Pass, it's like tough luck, right? Tough luck. You either got to stream it from your console, which may or may not need an update from home, so it may or may not work, right? There's always that situation. There's always like just you having to have good internet on one side and then good internet on another side. I'd like to just play my game right now, just straight off the cloud. That'd be fantastic. So I mean, I'm very interested as you are about this, but let's go on ahead and click into this actual article and just look at it real quick, just to see what they're kind of talking about. So it says Xbox Cloud Gaming will let you stream your own game in November. I mean, I might as well talk about the other thing too here in just a moment, but we'll go through this first. Microsoft is expanding its game streaming service to thousands more Xbox service to thousands more Xbox games. That's just reads weird. Anyways, it says Microsoft is planning to support the streaming of Xbox game libraries next month. Sources familiar with Xbox plans tell The Verge that the company is getting ready to test the ability to stream games that you own that aren't part of the existing Game Pass library as part of the long-running project known as Project Lapland. God, geez, where do they get these names from?
Dude, I have no idea.
Lapland?
I really don't know.
So I see what they're saying, right? You think of the project name and you got to think somebody thought of it and they're like, what's an easy way to name this and it has something to do with kind of what we're talking about. Oh, like I'm gonna have this game in my lap and it's now like a land. Like, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, man. That's stupid. But anyways, Project Lapland. Inside of Microsoft, the software giant has been readying its Xbox Cloud gaming services to be able to support streaming thousands of games. I'm told. That's interesting. So now, so you hear just like thousands of games. So you don't know what those are.
Yeah.
Right. So kind of hinting towards what you're talking about. It says, I'm told Microsoft will first test its new Xbox Cloud gaming streaming capabilities with Xbox Insiders in November, before expanding them to more Xbox users and more games. So I'm possibly going to be able to try this very soon. I'm hoping. Since I've been in that insider, and each time it says something like this, I usually can find it. So I'm pretty excited to possibly check that out. But anyways, it says the Xbox Cloud Gaming expansion comes in the same month Microsoft plans to enable game purchases in its Xbox mobile app for Android in the US. Microsoft is able to do this thanks to a court ruling earlier this week that forces Google to stop requiring Google Play billing for apps in the Play Store on November 1st. Fantastic.
Good.
Anyways,
Google
Tom
and Apple.
continues to say, article written by Tom Morton, by the way. Xbox President Sarah Bond revealed yesterday that starting in November, players will be able to play and purchase Xbox games directly from the Xbox app on Android. Once Microsoft's work to enable a full game library on Xbox Cloud Gaming is complete, you'll be able to purchase an Xbox game on Android and immediately stream it to your device. All right, so now it's just talking about the past of that bullshit. Like I don't care about any of that. But anyways, so I mean, we already kind of discussed it. It's pretty cool. But we didn't discuss the whole part where you're gonna finally be able to purchase your games on the console. So,
Yeah,
or not on the
finally.
console, but on like via your phone on an Android, on any kind of Android device. So, Cozy, thoughts on that? I know you've been like people I'm sure are gonna say like you've been able to do that with PlayStation for a long time. I believe you can do that. You've been able to do that with Steam for a hot minute now as well. Am I right, Matt? Like as long
Yeah,
as you have the
I
app
know
and
you
stuff
can
like that on
definitely
your
do it with
phone.
Steam.
I don't even think you need the app. I think you just go on
The website
onto
if you want.
to the website. Yeah. But
Yeah.
but yeah, what do you think about this, Cozy, now that you hear the news about now you can just be on your phone and finally get this? And then on top of it, they got a cloud gaming that's going to be of your own games, possibly. Muted.
Cozy's surely excited for that. Cozy. Where's she at?
She muted herself. There you go.
No!
There you go.
Anyway, I was like, this is exciting to recap what I said. I remember the old app where you could just go onto the app and buy games and do all that before they changed it. It used to basically be like the same as like the console companion on your PC, and it was like amazing. And then they got rid of all those extra features. Changed it to what it is now. I'm excited to see the ability to purchase and like play, because I'm just going to definitely be like, oh, what can I buy? What can I play? Right now on my phone.
Yep.
Except I don't have an Android phone.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate then.
You have Apple?
Yeah.
Then forget about it.
Yeah.
That's a
like
whole different battle that they have to go through.
Yeah, that's like the only way Apple's gonna do it is pretty much the same way Google just did it. Is if they go to court and they're forced to do it.
It'll
Otherwise,
happen.
Apple ain't doing it.
It will happen.
Hopefully it does. Hopefully someone takes Apple to court, because both these companies suck. Google and Apple, they both just stink. But I'm pretty hyped for being able to buy it, because dude, the amount of times I've gone to the app to buy a game only to remember that you can't do that, it happens way more often than you would think. Like way
I
more
always
often.
thought it was weird that you could tell your Xbox to download the game that you don't own yet, but you have to wait until
Yeah.
you get home to purchase it.
Yeah, and you
You
can't
used to
buy
be
it
able
there.
to do it though. That's what makes it wild.
Once upon a time, yeah.
Yep, you used to be able to do it because it used to look exactly like the console companion app on PC. Rest in peace. But it used to look like pretty much like that, and then it had a store, and you just go to it, find whatever you wanted. It was amazing, and they took it from us.
Remember Smart Glass? Man,
I do.
that's
I remember that.
yeah, that was interesting. That was an interesting time. But yeah, dude, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for this. Which is it's kind of sounds dumb to say that I'm hyped to be able to buy stuff on my phone, but like the fact that that's not been a feature for a while now, it's pretty great that they're finally getting it.
I honestly like the idea of being able just to see what's on the store and see what's cheap real quick
Yes.
via my phone, like when I'm out somewhere or something like that. Because I did that with PlayStation, right? Like, and sometimes I do that with Steam. I don't do that near as much with Steam, but like with PlayStation, I definitely do it, and with Xbox, you just couldn't do it. So now it's like even more appealing, right? I can finally go
Yeah.
on there and search and whatnot. I'm more excited, to be honest, about being able to play the games that I own through the cloud, like wherever, however, or whatever. That to me, I mean, it's not that I'm gonna use it all the time. Like that's not what I'm like bragging about. But I'm
Yeah.
just like I mean, I'm sure it's probably gonna be more useful for Cozy probably than it'd be for me per se, because she's more of a cloud gamer than I am. But just for somebody that likes to be able to pick up and go, and as much as I travel, yeah, that's very nice to be able to see. And I got the X Real glasses and stuff now. Like it's all coming together. It's all
Yeah.
coming together.
Future.
That's something I want to try out for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's
Especially on
pretty nice.
TV.
What,
Like
those
direct
glasses?
from no, that like this like streaming your games directly from cloud, like how they have the TV app and everything now.
Right.
I want to try that. I want to see
From
how
the
that
TV app
works. Yes, from
specifically.
the TV app. Specifically from the TV app. I really want to see how that works.
All right. And we do have a couple pieces of random news that I wanted to kind of throw out
Uh-oh.
there.
So
That's pretty fun. First one is gonna be Cozy's beloved Nintendo, which is apparently coming out with a device that somebody needs. But it is a Nintendo alarm clock. And guess what?
Who doesn't want one?
alarm clock.
It isn't even out yet, but they already announced it's going to need a day one patch.
What does that,
For an alarm
that
clock?
mean?
For an
What
alarm
does that
clock.
mean?
I don't even know what that. I don't know.
I will
But here's what it is in case you didn't know. Oh wait, there's an Xbox ad for my bad. That's something you don't see very often. That's pretty nuts. And it's for a big game. Okay.
I'm
Anyways,
afraid that Xbox isn't marketing that game correctly. People don't know what's on PlayStation.
This is Nintendo Sound Clock.
all right. Well, we know what will happen if I let that play for very long, right? So
Nintendo will ruin your life.
yeah, right. But you see, it's a real alarm clock, and it does stuff Nintendo like.
That's
I don't know if it like reminds you to play your game or if it tells you to stop playing your game.
I don't think. As much as I do like clocks and actually hang them on walls and stuff, I don't think I want a clock that needs a day one patch.
yeah. Also, what happens if I wonder if like you pirate a Nintendo game if it just screams, if it just sets off an alarm. Stop doing it.
It
Stop
just
it.
it feels violated. That's great.
It
That's
just sets
great.
off an EMP pulse on your house.
Oh man. So yeah, Luke says the Google lawsuit will be huge. Android has billions of users. Absolutely. I mean that it sounds like that lawsuit already took place. So I mean,
Yep.
if they had to do that, then yeah, it already took place. That's pretty. That is huge though, because yeah, you're right. That's tons of users that are able to now buy now. You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, not literally right now yet, but you know what I'm saying. Like when it comes out, they'll be able to have that option. And what's crazy is like Microsoft's already doing. I'm not going to say they're doing the best because they're not, but they're doing pretty well money wise when it comes to selling their games. And now they got Call of Duty and Starfield and you know all these different publishers, and they're about to put out Indiana Jones and a new Call of Duty.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's a lot. But anyways, going back to the whole Nintendo thing, I just wanted to read a little bit of the article. It said Nintendo's new alarm clock was just unveiled this week, and although users won't get their hands on the device until 2025, Nintendo has announced that its newest piece of hardware already has a day one update for users to download as soon as they get their hands on the device. As one might imagine, Alarmo is Nintendo's themed alarm clock that uses sound from popular Nintendo titles to help users wake up. Okay.
Wait, so
We
it
know what an
doesn't come
alarm
out till 2025 and there's a day one patch?
That's wild. That's weird, right?
I thought it was coming out like in a day and they just like, oh, we got to
No.
patch something in. It doesn't come out till next year and they got to patch something in.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's insane. All right.
that makes you real curious about what that Switch is gonna look like, right?
Yeah, dude, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. That's not inspiring, honestly.
It's gonna have a first year patch on it. It's already made. It's already made right now. It's just
It was
sitting
made
in
5 years ago.
They're
the
gonna
boxes.
Yeah, they're gonna announce that the Switch 2 needs a day one patch. It doesn't even have a release date yet.
It needs a new CPU right on launch.
You're gonna have to download RAM.
You're gonna, you're gonna have to pay for Azure server. That's
No.
good.
You have to pay for backwards compatibility.
Oh my goodness. That's
Play your old Switch cards.
fucking wild.
I could see him do
Okay,
that.
so it says per Nintendo's official website, the Alarmo 2.0.0 update features the following tweaks, additions, and changes, which is funny because it's not changes for any of us because nobody's got it yet. So it's just the Nintendo Alarmo version 2.0.0 comes with. There doesn't need to be tweaks and changes because we don't know what that is. I mean, unless you go on ahead and just keep it in, if for whatever crazy reason, I don't even know how you do this. Because I'm sure you got to probably connect it to the internet or something silly, right? But like, let's say you keep it to the V1. I guess it wouldn't come with this stuff. But here's what the new update comes with. So it says added moderate mode as a new mode option. Okay. Added movement record as a new records feature. This will automatically display in the records if you go to bed during bedtime. You, you can set this on or off in the records menu on the device. Distance from bed. Why?
I don't know what any of this means.
What does this even mean?
I don't
Distance
know, dude.
from bed. Okay, maybe
What-
it's like if you talk to it, like I don't like does it sense how far like I don't know. Alexa you just plug in though.
Yeah. I don't know
You just
what
say
this is.
echo and shit like that to it, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know what is this? Like distance from bed can now be set to 20 inches. That's 50 centimeters. Max for queen and king size. Okay.
What the fuck is this? Is this an alarm clock? What do we do?
This is supposed to be an alarm clock. This is great. And it also says when tech sensor zone is run, an estimated position of movement will now be displayed. General system stability improvements to enhance the user experience. All right. In addition to the inclusion of nostalgic Nintendo sounds and motion sensor, Alarmo also features scenes from various Nintendo Switch titles that can be used as a background in place of standard clock face. The following games are included in Alarm's collection of backgrounds: Breath of the Wild, Pikmin 4, Ring Fit Adventure, Splatoon 3, and Super Mario Odyssey.
I mean, did they say how much this
All
is
right.
going to cost?
Yeah, they did right here.
Much is it?
Alarmo, the Nintendo Alarmo clock is available for pre-order now via Nintendo's official online store and retails for $100 USD. Currently, only customers with active Nintendo Switch Online subscriptions can place an order. The Alarmo is scheduled to begin shipping to customers sometime early in 2025. So, Matt, day one, talk about
Fuck
it.
no. No. Not even a little bit. I mean, this sounds dumb. This sounds really, really dumb. I can't lie to you. And I like when you announced this topic, I was like, "Oh, Nintendo has an alarm clock. You know, who cares?" But I went from not caring to actively being kind of mad. Honestly, this is I don't get what they're trying to do
I
with this. I
kind of
don't know
want to
what.
watch this. God damn it.
Go for it. I don't know what the difference.
I just
What?
know Nintendo's filthy with it.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm just. What does it mean that it senses how far from your bed it is? Like what? What? Why? Why does it do that?
I don't
I don't
know.
know why. Like it's confusing. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why does it need a day one patch? If all it does is make it's an alarm clock that has some noises built into it. Like, why does it need a patch? Like, this whole thing is backwards. It's confusing.
And like I said,
Cozy.
see you see that online sign
Yeah.
right there? I told you that it's going to be online all the time.
So, Cozy, as someone
Here it is.
who likes Nintendo, I mean, more than any of us here, really. What do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? Nice. Cozy.
Um, I would never pay that much for a clock that isn't like a grandfather clock or some actual valuable clock.
Gotcha.
Craftsmanship.
This is the new grandfather clock, Cozy.
No.
Live in 2024 with us, you old hag.
There you go.
Come on, grandfather clock.
No,
This is the
like I
future.
like watches and clocks and things like that. But I wouldn't pay over a certain amount for unless it's like, dang, that's expensive craftsmanship. A digital clock isn't that.
Not until
It's
Nintendo makes
$100
one.
banger right there.
Exactly. That's quality.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to see. I want to see a review for this thing and just see what it is. I can't say that I would never get one. How about that? But it
I
wouldn't
mean,
be for me. It wouldn't be for me. It'd be for my daughter. But like,
aw.
yeah. I mean, what the fuck would I do with this? I got a phone. Like, that's my
Yeah,
alarm
that's
clock.
fair.
But like, my daughter doesn't have an alarm clock, and I'd like her to have something to wake up with. And like, I mean, I guess I could use Alexa if I want to, but I think she'd like think this is like visually cool, right? So I mean, it's not something I need to like be. I don't need to go sit in line. Like whatchamacallit, what was that? Vincent Vega said here from Twitter. Shout out to Vincent Vega on Twitter. He says, Alarmo is already sold out in most regions. So like this is not the item that I need to be like, yo, like put me in line with that. Like get me one of those in a 5090 while you're at like it's not one of those kind of things at all. So it's just it's kind of weird, but hey, Nintendo fans will do Nintendo fan things, and this is one of them. This is the kind of love that Sony is kind of attracting, and this is the kind of love Xbox wants to attract. Where they could sell something as silly as this, and they could just sit back as investors and be like, them idiots will buy anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Cozy said it plenty of times. Like, how can I get you to spend money on dumb shit that you don't really need?
Yeah, true. This is that.
Yep. That's
That's
how
why
we
we're
get
getting a remaster of Horizon.
Dude, yeah.
I mean, if they're willing to easily part with their money, I think it's stupid, but you know.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, as dumb as I think this is, it's probably gonna do numbers. Probably gonna sell tons of them, and
I feel like
you know,
half the
then
time I think something's dumb, it works.
exactly,
And then and then when I think
exactly.
something's kind of cool and new, it doesn't.
Yeah. So
You know what I'm saying? Like Snap. Hell, I even
I thought that was amazing.
I even thought Concord was kind of cool, right? Nope.
Well, yeah, I thought Concord
I mean,
was
but
kind of yeah.
but I agreed with why with
Exactly.
why that went away because there was no way I was going to spend $40 on that game, and I
Yep.
liked it.
Yep.
So like that's, I mean,
But
that's kind of a different story.
That's the thing though. It's not about like necessarily something being genius or not and cool and inventive. It's about getting people to part with their money.
Yeah. That's
Nothing
fair.
more. Sadly, that's what trumps all other things.
Yeah. I think and I think nobody's better at getting people to part with their money than Nintendo. So just for that reason, I'll say this will be a huge hit.
Or
All
at
right.
least sell out and allow people to be like, wow, I bought this cool thing. This Nintendo clock that. So does it do anything
That'd be the
cool?
best
Does
place to
it
keep it,
make your
honestly,
breakfast?
Reggie, is in the toilet. That's where to get the most looks. It's in the toilet. I mean, seriously, you got guests that come over, they look at your clock and shit like that. Like, that's pretty cool.
The
Like,
skivvy
I
toilet clock.
I wouldn't use it to wake me up though. I don't need to get woken up by Kirby. Like I'm all set.
No.
I have
Plus,
a
if I'm not
regular alarm
mistaken,
going.
you could just set your alarm sound on your Alexa. So it does like whatever sound you want it to do. At least I'm pretty sure you can. I'll have to check. But then again, who knows? Maybe if you try to get Nintendo on your Alexa, Nintendo might find out and try to kill you. I don't know.
All right. Anyways, let's go on ahead and move on. I'm done with this.
So you have to declare bankruptcy.
Yeah,
I'm done with this shit. Let's get up out of this topic. I'm
Woo-woo.
done with it.
let's do it.
It's starting to irritate me now. So let's go ahead and get out of here. All right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was Destiny 2. Destiny 2 new dungeon, Vespers, host release date, disabled weapons and everything to know. This is from GameSpot. It says Destiny 2 Revenant dungeons bring a fan's favorite Destiny's exotic and icebreaker, and includes a contest mode for the first time. Here's everything you need to know about it. So I thought this was kind of interesting when I seen it. I don't really know what like to come to expect when it comes with all of these different like with the whole contest thing or whatnot, but let's go on ahead and check it out together. So it says alongside Destiny 2's episode Revenant content drops comes Vespers hosts a 3-player dungeon that, like previous dungeons, is sure to offer some intense challenges to end game players. That challenge is going to be more intense than usual for the first weekend of Vespers hosts, because for the first time, Bungie is running a world's first competition race similar to those it puts on for its raids, as players compete to be first in the world to finish Vespers hosts. They'll have to deal with contest mode, which amps up the difficulty of the activity to the level to level the playing field. There's a lot going on with Vespers hosts, from its race, its new exotic weapon icebreaker, a returning favorite from the original Destiny. Here's everything you need to know about Vespers hosts from when it's launched to race info and contest modes, details, and more, plus the just announced disabled items for the world's first dungeon race. That's weird. So it's like so it's a weapons disabled race.
Wow.
So no weapons.
That's kind of what it sounds like. All right, so let me go on ahead and play this real quick. That might give us a little bit more, maybe a little bit more context. Let's see what this is all about.
Last broadcast repeats. Life support is failing. The corruption is spreading. Get out! Get out! Broadcast repeats.
October
So
11th.
that happened earlier today, then.
Huh.
All right. So let's go on ahead and figure out the whole contest thing, because I'm kind of interested in what the hell that means. All right, it says what weapons and what weapons and armors are disabled in contest mode. It says Bungie noted that it would be disabling some gear during the race to be to complete Vespers hosts. Sometimes that often happens during raid races as well. A total of 6 weapons, including the brand new grenade launcher, whatever the fuck that word is, with be temporarily banned for those taking part in the dungeon race. If you are playing other content, these can still be used. So these are the weapons that can still be used below.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's not a purely weaponless race like I thought it might be.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know. I've never played Destiny.
Yeah, I almost wish Mike was here, because Mike knows everything about Destiny. out of like all of
Yeah,
our
I just thought
friends.
this was interesting. If somebody, because I'm not really into, I'm not really into this, but I know that I played Destiny not that long ago. Did a couple of those, did a couple of the campaigns with you. Had a pretty good time with that and whatnot. And it's a really popular game. It's still around, and it's nice to see some news about them that's not shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just felt like I just felt like to be fair, you know, we said plenty of negative stuff about them. So
Yeah,
let
we
me,
did.
so let me go ahead and throw some positive stuff out there. You know, they got some new shit still coming, even though they got a lot of bad stuff that happened to them not that long ago. They still working, so that's good to see. But let's go on
Yeah.
ahead and move to the next topic, because the next topic might be pretty interesting to you, Max. I know that you talked about this not that long ago. I'm not sure what Cozy's thoughts on it, but here it is right here. It says Intel's new flagship CPU will run cooler and more efficient for PC gaming. This was by Tom Warren. He says if Intel is finally addressing how hot and power hungry its desktop CPUs have become. Intel's new flagship Core Ultra 200S series of processors arriving on October 24th are focused on performance per watt to run, cooler and more efficient than the previous 14th gen chips. Codename Arrow Lake S. That one, that code is just, I don't know that one. Okay. But anyways, these are also Intel's first enthusiast desktop CPUs with a built-in NPU or a neural neural
so like
processing
AI.
unit. Okay, gotcha. For accelerating AI tasks, as you were just saying.
Yeah.
I kept wanting to say neutral, and I was like, no, there's no fucking T in it. But anyways, it says Arrow Lake will deliver Intel's best performance for enthusiasts in desktop and mobile, says Josh Newman, General Manager and VP of Production Marketing Client Computing. It will deliver that performance at significantly lower power levels than previous generations of Intel enthusiast products. And Arrow Lake is also delivering the first Intel AI PC for enthusiasts in both desktop and mobile performance spaces. So here's like a little picture that shows you a little everything. If you want to see it right there.
Yeah.
You can see some of the prices of the new model. Excuse me.
That's real interesting because they got rid of hyper-threading, which I get, but I mean, I guess that helps. I mean, they're talking about the efficiency and how it, like, apparently, like, these CPUs shouldn't have any problem, like, burning to death, kind of like their newer CPUs, simply because they're not pulling as many watts. But I guess in the process of not pulling as many watts or wanting to not pull as many watts, they probably had to make some sacrifices, one of them being hyper-threading, which is like, in theory, hyper-threading should help anything you do on a PC run better, and especially gaming. And usually it does for gaming. Sometimes, however, because of just optimization or whatever, on the developer's part, they don't optimize for hyper-threading. So sometimes having hyper-threading can honestly hurt your performance in some games. But so, like, you're not really sacrificing too much in terms of gaming, but I would imagine you're sacrificing a decent amount in terms of productivity. Because, like, that top one, which would be like their i9 equivalent, that would normally have 24 cores and 32 threads, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And now it's just 24. So again, that's a lot of cores and that's still a lot of threads, but it gets rid of like an extra 8. So I mean, I'd be interested in this. I think these will be great, honestly, especially looking at the prices. They're not completely off the wall insane, like they can be sometimes. So
yes, they really can be. They
Exactly.
really can be. You look at some of those like Threadrippers and
Oh, dude, Threadrippers. Yeah, that's not even like.
I mean, it's
not
so
even something-
unnecessary, right? It's so unnecessary for the for your average
For-
user.
Yeah, for just a personal computer. It's insane. Unless you're doing some weird, like you're running a mining farm type of thing or something. I don't know what you're doing with that.
I'm just interested in how this top of the line one here is gonna look like because when does this launch?
It's October 14th, I think they said.
Price isn't bad though.
No, the price is
Yeah.
good. So this makes me wonder how something like this is gonna run 5 years from now.
That's my thing too. Like,
Yeah, and that's the problem.
And,
is
that,
with-
and to me, that's why things like Threadrippers, as much as they're unnecessary, it's just like you buy it and that's it.
Sure.
For the most
like
part, right? As long as there's support for it,
Yeah.
that's pretty much that's it. For this, it's just kind of like, are they going to cut support? Is this going to be something that they're happy with after a couple years that they don't just give up on?
I'll say I think this would be supported more than Threadripper. And then on like the topic of Threadripper, like for productivity, there's really not a better thing you can get. For gaming, like games just aren't optimized. Like a Threadripper's got like 60 something cores. A game's just not optimized to do anything with that. So it's like productivity, it's going to crush, obviously. But like gaming, I don't think it would be too much better than anything you see
the
there.
game is not going to use all them cores.
Exactly. So like, and this lasting 5 years, that, I mean, Cozy said that's going to be the interesting part, and it will be, because it's like you're foregoing hyper-threading. And hyper-threading is just more theoretical cores versus these are the cores you have and that's it. And so 24 cores is a lot of cores, and that's going to last you a good long while. But in 5 years, who's to say this top of the line standard for Intel isn't 32 cores or 40 cores or whatever shit, you know? So it's hard to say.
No doubt, but I just thought that this was pretty interesting to see. Here's a little bit more specs right here that you can kind of see from the CPU as well, or from these CPUs. So as you can see, the differences down here is showing the baseline.
Yeah.
But obviously it's using a ton less power in some of these games.
Yeah, that's the really impressive part.
I mean, look at Space Marine. That's nuts.
Yeah. And Space Marine, and it's probably like that because Space Marine, out of all those games,
doesn't even have HDR yet.
It's probably that's true. It's also probably the most CPU intensive game just because of how much. I mean, outside of like, the Total War and Age of Mythology and everything, those can get kind of crazy. But like, Space Marine's really heavy on CPU, and if their whole target is efficiency, I'm not too surprised that they're like 165 watts below an i9 with that.
Yeah, Black Myth is there. Age of Mythology, dude. Age of Mythology, I bet that is just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
With all the stuff that's happening on screen at the same time, like, geez Louise.
Yeah.
The surprising one to me is Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Yeah, I've not played those new Assassin's Creed games on PC, but I know apparently they're pretty CPU heavy for whatever reason. So
I'm surprised to see that higher than Black Myth and Call of Duty almost put together.
Oh, is Call of Duty on there?
Modern Warfare 3, wow. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. That's
but
interesting.
You see what I mean? Almost put together with Black Myth and Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed,
Yeah. Richie says, imagine if Space Marine had the Novo CPU would have been a problem. The CPU to some extent already is, but if it had Denuvo, it probably would have been cooked. Honestly, wouldn't have been good.
All right, and then we see all of these numbers right here. So there you got your Cyberpunk, your Red Dead.
That's interesting. So, high image quality. So what's the graph for? Is it like for performance increase or decrease, or is it efficiency?
9,000.
Okay, it says Intel cores will trade blows with AMD's. Okay, but like
9950X. Okay. Trading blows with the okay. So that's pretty cool.
So
then.
that's this one right here.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting then. Well, I'm interested to see how this all plays out because I don't plan on upgrading my PC at least until the end of the gen. But when I do, I'm thinking of switching to AMD. But if this is something that they're really committed to and everything, especially the efficiency side of things,
Mm-hmm.
I could see myself going with another Intel CPU.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have a strong preference, but I ended up going with AMD because of the longevity I was getting,
Mm-hmm.
and I
They
just
have a
ended up
better
sticking with
platform.
them. Like I don't need the best. I need how long can I afford to not do anything, make any changes.
Yep. And that's going to be interesting because of the no hyper threading. I'm curious to see how it holds up even by the end of this generation.
All right. Well, moving on to the next one because I'm not trying to. I guess we're only an hour into the show. We're not doing too bad. We still got let me see. One. We still got two more side topics. Before we get into the main couple of topics that we have here. But the next side topic that I had was NVIDIA's RTX 5070 reported to set launch alongside the RTX 5090 at CES 2025. So
Yeah.
the RTX 5080 might also be more powerful than the RTX 4090 while requiring less energy. So that's kind of interesting right there. I know energy saving has kind of been like the focus the last couple of generations, especially with like new laws coming around and stuff like that. California is one place that's extremely strict when it comes to their power laws, especially in the last like year, I believe. But this article goes on to say, and NVIDIA will reportedly announce its RTX 5070 GPU alongside the RTX 5090 and RTX 5080 at CES 2025 in January. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang will also be holding a CES keynote on January 6th. And now WCCF Tech claims that NVIDIA will showcase a trio of next generation RTX 50 series GPUs during Huang's keynote. Rumor specs of the RTX 5090 and RTX 5080 leaked last month, with NVIDIA's flagship RTX 5090 expected to ship with 32 gigabytes of GDDR7. Excuse me. Jeez Louise. Memory with memory and a 600 watt spec. Ooh.
Yeah.
I like how they said power saving. Like they started this article out talking about power saving.
I mean,
And then they're like, let's get
600
this out of
watts,
the way
you
real
know,
quick.
that's like
Let's get this out of the way real quick.
that is
It's heavy.
that's like, you know, that's like medium.
You just got a car on your desk.
That's like medium.
600 watts. Like my PC is pretty powerful, and 600 watts is probably what my PC pulls.
Yes, yeah.
If that.
That's
Altogether.
that's like typically like if you're at least building a medium build, you put a 600-watt CPU,
Exactly.
GPU in it. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still a lot because on an average, your computer isn't going to be running.
Mhm.
You're gonna need like a fucking 1,000-watt you're gonna need like a 1,000-watt power supply.
If I have to like, if I have to upgrade
to
my
make sure that you just have a lot of area just to play with.
Yep.
if I have to upgrade my UPS, I don't want it.
Yeah. See, and also, I know you were saying like you were looking at like the 5080 or 4090. I'll tell you
Mhm.
what, if they do the same thing they did last generation for the 40 series or this generation, I guess. The 40, like my card, the 4070 Ti is, I think, technically more powerful. Granted, a little bit less VRAM. Actually, I can't remember how much a 3090 had, but my card is technically more powerful than a 3090. And I have the 4070 Ti. So I'm interested to see if they do like the 5070 is going to be more powerful, or the 5070 Ti is going to be more powerful than the 4090.
I doubt it. I feel like it's like the 5080 is like the thing that's going to be more powerful than the 4090, and that's going to be like the stopping point at that. I don't like. I could be wrong, but I don't personally feel like there's going to be a 5070 Ti that's stronger than the 4090. I just don't see it.
I mean, it's
But
bad.
it's possible. But I'm
Possible.
not saying it's impossible. I personally don't see it. And then definitely with the VRAM.
Yeah, the VRAM, it's going to have it beat for sure.
Mental, there he is. There you are, Mental.
Wow.
He says the most my 4090 pulls is in the 430 watt range. If the 5080 isn't faster than a 4090, that's an L if you want to ask me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Like you're for the 4090, you're like what he said, 430 watts. You're looking at like 600 for the 5090, so that's like over 150 watt increase on that, which is, it's like at a certain point, it's like, yeah, of course it's faster. The 5090 is obviously going to be faster than a 4090, but at a certain point, I'm wondering when we hit the point where it's like, okay, maybe it's not worth it, or we got to figure something else out. Because, like, if the 5090 is 600 watts, what's a 6090 going to be? And then what's a 7090 going to be? Like,
Right?
how long does it take till we get to a 1,000-watt card? I don't think it's too far off if we keep going the way we are.
Yeah, for the, I don't know, 10,090. I don't know.
Dude, it'd be like 1,500-watt card.
I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know.
I
But
feel
anyway,
like at some point they got to go backwards a little bit or something.
good luck with that one, bud.
Yeah, because I don't know, like, where the fuck are we getting all this power from?
But Mental says I doubt it'll pull 600 watts. Early info like that usually references to the cooling recommendation that NVIDIA will put out to the ABES or whatever it's the same rumors were out there for the 49ers being 600 watts. So
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah. Hopefully it's not 600. Hopefully it's more in the range of the 4090. That would be dope.
yeah, I thought those subjects were pretty interesting. I mean, Yeah, I know when they announce the 50 series card, that's when I'm gonna save up and I want to either get a 5080 or a 4090. I want to get one of those two. And it doesn't have to be like right at launch. It could be like a few months or whatever after. Like I said, I'm gonna start saving when they announce it. So when they launch it, I'll have near enough, if not more than enough. And I'll just start putting together the PC and I'll get the GPU whenever it comes available, I guess. You know?
There you go.
But anyways, the next topic I wanted to talk about, I know Matt was kind of interested in it. You was talking about possibly splurging a little bit on it, but Silent Hill 2 review, a
Oh
fantastic
yeah.
remake of a horror classic, is what this person says on Yahoo News. Now I know Yahoo News is kind of weird. There's been plenty of other reviewers that have actually given a lot of praise to Silent Hill 2, and I'm actually happy to see Bloober Team not make a fool out of themselves and come out
Yeah,
with a
right.
win, right? Because everybody was super worried
Yeah.
about it. I was very worried about it. I was like, I don't know about that, right? Like,
Yeah.
but see, I'm also not really I've never been into Resident Evil, never been big into Silent Hill or anything. So like I could look at it and be like, yo, that ain't for me. And somebody could be like, that's the way that should look. And I'd be like, oh, well, still not for me. This game, it looks interesting. And I know what had me kind of interested to talk about it is because Matt started sounding kind of interested in it. That didn't exactly make me interested to play the game, but like I just didn't expect you to be interested in the game. Now, Cozy, are you even interested in any of these kind of games, Silent Hill? You're muted.
Rip.
I don't play
Oh my
horror
God.
games, and even
Yeah,
if
you
I
only watch
did,
horror movies. That's right.
even if I did, I don't think I'd be interested in that.
Matt,
fair.
why are you interested in the new Silent Hill game?
Entirely because I played Alan Wake 2 last year and I loved it. And then I saw a lot of people say, hey, Alan Wake 2 is reminds me a lot of Silent Hill 2. And I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. Because if Silent Hill 2 is like anything like that, any way, shape, or form, I will almost certainly love it. Because Alan Wake 2 was my game of the year last year. So if we get Silent Hill 2 and it's like that in any way, then I will happily play that. I don't know when I'm going to get it because I'm getting Dragon Age and then I'm getting the Ultimate Edition of Stalker next month. So maybe at the beginning of next year I'll grab it, but I definitely would like to play that for sure.
Now, Mental brought up a point about Bloober not being the best at optimization. Have you heard anything when it comes to optimization with this game, whether it's good or bad or?
Apparently it's rough on console. On PlayStation because it's only on PlayStation right now. But apparently it's rough. But then again, that's also, if I'm not mistaken,
you haven't got your Pro yet, so you're waiting on that.
Oh yeah, you haven't got the Pro yet. But
that's why you said you're going to wait till the first of this year to give you time for
No.
the Pro to ship, right?
Well, I guess that does give time for the Pro to ship to people who buy that piece of junk. But
Wow,
for me personally,
unnecessary disrespect.
But no, I think like the issue with it is that it's on UE5, and also as good as Bloober seems to have done with this, I think they're a relatively small team. I don't think they've been on UE5 before. And UE5, even for talented teams, sometimes can pose a lot of problems with optimization and traversal stutter and all sorts of things. So I'm thinking it's more of that, because I believe Dead Space had the same issues when it launched on console.
You know what I think it is?
What's up?
I think they spent so much time fixing the criticisms that people were having with the game, that they ran out of time to optimize it.
Could be
Completely.
that too. It could
Because everybody was saying this game looks a lot different than when they showed it. And I understand the whole like Twitter compression and Twitter and YouTube compression and all that stuff, but still, there's been plenty of times we've seen a game on YouTube and still been like, "Yo, that's hot." Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like we weren't allowing that excuse to stick around. I feel like they fixed this game to where it needed to be visually, but then maybe kind of ran out of some time and we're just like, we will fix this as time elapses. Kind of like every other game that seems to come out and doesn't run great until it's a $30 game and then it runs perfect. Right? Cozy, what do you, I mean, as you've been and seen and done some developing before, so what are your kind of thoughts on, not just, Silent Hill maybe not running perfect, but like just kind of about this whole situation, I guess?
I think even if it doesn't run perfect, knowing your audience can fix a lot of that, because you can then
facts. Big facts.
Yeah, especially if you know that you have like you have something that has a solid fandom.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we seen
only when it was the game to be good. And if the game is good, they're going to be like, oh, you know how it is. People will act like a buggy mess makes or breaks a game. But no, they will forgive all the mistakes for their favorites.
That's true. Put it this way. I mean, it's going to sound blasphemous, but I want to clarify. I love the game. I think all of our friend group loved the game when it came out. Elden Ring, when it launched, didn't run that good. It ran pretty bad for the most part. People love the game. They played it. They enjoyed it. So it's like you overlook that when it's something you're really, really, really enjoying. And it seems like people are really, really enjoying Silent Hill 2 Remake right now. So, I mean, and also I'll say when they first showed it off, like, I think I said it on this show, like, I was like, wow, this looks actually really good. And then that was like the time when they showed it off and everybody was like, this looks like dog shit. This looks horrible. And I was like, well, this actually looks pretty fun to me. I don't know. But then I guess they went back and heard the criticism, changed what they felt they had to change. And it seems to be resonating with a lot of people. So good on them.
Yep. I'll tell you what, I'll check it out if Matt gets it, or else fuck it. Like it's never been my game.
I'll get it. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. But anyways, moving on to one of the main topics that I thought was kind of interesting, because you don't really see too many video games on this website too often, but every once in a while, they got their own gaming section, so I won't say that they don't do gaming, but you don't really see them referred to that often, right? And right here, Rolling Stone, right here, talking about metaphor.
Oh wow.
Right here, okay. So it says metaphor ReFantazio is a surprisingly political and very timely JRPG.
Oh no.
What a spin to put on that, right?
Is it woke? Oh no.
Stop it. Anyway, it says the spiritual successor to Atlas Persona series isn't subtle, but hits like a sledgehammer when it needs most.
Spiritual successor.
Sorry, I just read it.
They've already ruined it.
Why? Because they didn't say Shin Megami Tensei?
No, because they say spiritual successor tells me that they don't understand Atlas games. Have never played anything other than Persona.
What other game would you have rather them use, Cozy?
I would rather them not use any game.
Or that
I
so
mean,
you just don't
they
like
could
the
have
term.
said it's like similar to Persona, but a spiritual successor indicates certain things that it's not trying to be.
Kind of indicates that it sounds like that would mean Persona is dead,
Yeah.
and this is the thing that's kind of reviving it.
Yeah, Persona is definitely not dead.
Yeah, like the
Exactly.
phrasing is completely like a spiritual successor would be something that
It's replacing it with usually, right?
keeps the spirit of it. But
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's kind of like Baruto is like this spiritual successor to Naruto. That makes sense because that's within the same world, but to keep it
not
alive.
necessarily just in the same world. Like for example, Fallout being the spiritual successor to Wasteland.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. So like that new whatever cyberpunk game is to
Bomb Rush.
Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying now, Cozy. All right. So the article might continue to piss off Cozy, but I'm gonna read it. So it says a sleeping prince, a wicked wizard, a kingdom not worth saving. These are the foundations of Atlas ambitious new RPG metaphor ReFantazio out today. It's a project nearly 10 years in the making and a chance for Atlas, known for the popular Persona and Shin Megami Tensei series, to experiment with fresh ideas and what an experiment it is. Metaphor ReFantazio adoredly blends fantasy storytelling with political commentary while evolving Atlas' familiar social and combat mechanics in important ways. It's an impressive achievement for a Japanese RPG, a game that's often narratively or thematically ambitious in execution, but too frequently falls short of saying anything deeper about our real world. Yet it entirely by chance, almost entirely by chance, metaphor ReFantazio brings with it a potent voice at a particular tumultuous point in a modern political, making it one of the timeliest video games ever. And then it says metaphor ReFantazio takes place in Ecaronia. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm playing the game and I don't even fucking know. But a kingdom characterized by wealth, technology, progress, intense division, and increasing attacks from monstrous creatures called humans, which is real. Yeah, that's definitely in there. That's definitely in there. You're being attacked by humans, and the humans do not look like humans. They're nuts looking, right? But anyways, it says metaphor ReFantazio is a metaphor by name and by nature. These humans, some drawn from famous artworks, including Hieronymus
Bach.
Hieronymus Bosch, thank you. Garden of Earthly Delights represents sin and excess in its many forms and fed on people's anxieties to gain strength.
I may have done a project on him in 5th grade.
that it just reminds me of like Psychonauts a little bit, right? Just the way that was put, like the whole point of Psychonauts, kind of, right? So I don't know, that's kind of cool. But it says the more anxious people are, the more human monsters are about which makes creating instability an advantage tactic for unscrupulous political actors, whatever. Anyways, eight tribes called Ecoronia's home, ranging from the religious Mastari, whose unorthodox beliefs make them outcasts, to feast, or to the feisty and emotional Paripus fox-like people shunned for daring to show their feelings so openly. Only 2 tribes enjoy privileged status, including the one that happens to run the country. So, Cozy,
Yes.
have you got a chance to touch or see any of this game? There is the demo out that you're available to play right now. If you haven't noticed, I've been playing the absolute hell out of this game. I'm loving it.
I have not, sadly. I was just going to wait until I picked up my copy, my to start playing.
Is it disc or is it digital?
I don't even know. I was not going to play it there. I was going to play it on Steam. I just like collector's editions.
So, would you get the collector's edition for Xbox, PlayStation?
Yeah.
For Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're just gonna keep that, and then you're gonna get it on Steam?
Yep. Unless it's Play Anywhere.
It is. And
Never
that's
mind.
what I've been trying to tell a lot of folks, that like, if you're gonna get this and you got both, and you, if you rock with both Xbox and PlayStation, this is the time to say, hey, I'm buying it on Xbox. And it's just because you can, it's Play Anywhere. You can play it on your PC and your Xbox without having to purchase it multiple times. And for me, that means I can also play it on my Steam Deck, which is amazing. Right. So this is kind of a hefty game to run. You would think it wouldn't be, but there's just so much to do in it, so many battles to have, so many conversations, so many things that kind of link to each other. Not the same at all, but very, I mean, it's just very RPG-ish, just like any other RPG, right? There's a lot of things that the game needs to remember, do, and there's a ton of content that I haven't even got to yet. Apparently, there's like guns and stuff like that I'll be able to use while I'm just running around like I am on the screen right now. Matt, thoughts on Metaphor? I'm gonna pull up the Metacritic while we're sitting here, but going ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really give solid thoughts on it simply because I played maybe 20 minutes, and like the introduction is like, I don't know, what would you say, like 5?
You played long enough for Twan to lose it.
Yeah, I did. I got on, literally, I turned it on, and I see a message in the chat like, Twan's like, what the hell? I can't believe he's playing that. And I'm like, dude, I literally just turned it on. I literally just now turned it. I have not played anything yet. And so I watched the introduction. That's maybe like 5-10 minutes in and of itself. I got in the game. I ran forward a little bit, and then it was time to hop on the show. So I haven't really done anything in the game yet. But the reception seems to be, I mean, not very surprisingly, very, very good. I don't think, I mean, I'm going to give it a shot, obviously, but I don't think it's a game for me, simply because I don't, listen, turn-based isn't my thing. I'm not saying it can't be for me. I can try it and end up really enjoying it. We'll find out. But usually it's not my thing. And there's only been very rare exceptions to that. Like Baldur's Gate 3 was a pretty rare exception to that. So we'll see if this does that.
What
for
act
me,
did you get to in Baldur's Gate 3?
I'm at the end of Act 2. And I'm thinking about restarting it with a new character because I haven't played it in so long that I don't remember really what's going on in the story. So I'm thinking of doing a whole new character for Baldur's Gate 3. But I mean, I downloaded Metaphor. I'm gonna give it a shot a little bit after the
You
show. I'll
get
be giving it a
confused,
shot.
just ask, because remember, we can share our screens now to each other to where we can see what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very helpful. I had to help my cousin the other day in college football because he was like, dude, I want to do the ultimate team thing, but it just looked like gibberish to him. And I get it, dude. A lot of games that you don't usually dig into and you're trying to dig into it for the first time, not just for maybe yourself, but also to maybe play with somebody else. It's a bitch. And it can be demoralizing and almost make you not want to even fuck with the game. Right. So that's why I tell people, yo, like if you get stuck, especially if you get stuck with something I like, if you get stuck with something I like, I'll be more than happy to help get you through, to help you understand, because sometimes it's those little things that make an entire game click. And then 100 hours later, you're like, how'd I end up beating this?
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that I can say I did in Metaphor is I turned that shit on easy. I'm not fucking around with normal. I'm not doing hard. I'm not doing any of that extra shit. I'm playing it on easy. And if I have to, if I really suck at it, I'll do the story mode. I really don't care. But we'll see how it goes. And maybe the easy mode is, as it says, easy, and I want to boot it up to normal or hard or whatever. But we'll see how it goes. But right now I'm on easy. But yeah, you were saying that apparently it's having some issues with performance or whatever. I thought of our buddy Vinny, who was in the chat a little bit ago last night, who was saying, people say the performance is messed up on this game, but I'm not having any issues. I'm like, Vinny, your PC's like $2,500. Of course you're not having any issues. He's got a 4090 and like the best CPU a consumer can buy at the moment. And he's like, I don't have any issues running this game. It's like, well, no shit, Vinny.
Wait, are you playing on
right? What's that?
I'll be playing on Xbox. He's playing on PC.
Vinny is playing on PC. This gameplay was from Xbox.
Okay. You know, on that review, it just seemed kind of funny because it was like, they basically listed common elements in the Atlas games and been like, oh wow, this is something new. And I was like, no.
Well, like the way this story is new, but the way you get through it isn't exactly new. There are some new elements to it, but they're just like features instead of just like something completely different. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's typical.
I could see what you mean by what they said, though, because it's just like they're kind of approaching it as if like this has never been done, but then they kind of contradict themselves at the same time by then saying, well, here's all these things that are in the other game too. So it's just like, yeah, it sounds like Cozy doesn't really like this writer too much. So I mean, that's fine.
I don't like when people write about. I don't mind that they wrote a review, and like if this is the first time they've experienced that sort of thing. But they mentioned Atlas, like Atlas doesn't have a certain style and like philosophical and political themes and like all of their stuff.
Oh, big time. Yeah. I mean, just Persona 5 alone was like fucking mad political. Like the whole thing was like revolved around like if you beat that game, it is political like to the T. It's just like political in a very less mature fashion is like the way I'd put it. because it's just a bunch of high school kids and stuff like that. Where this is like more like old time trying to survive, like mature to the teeth motherfuckers, but they can't like seem to catch a break kind of shit. So yeah, I see what you mean. But yeah, here are the scores for Metaphor right now. It's sitting really pretty. And I'm sure there's some people that are like, hey, the like how like Astrobot, is a higher score than this or was. I don't know where it's sitting at right now, or Final Fantasy was a 94 or whatnot. And I'm thinking like, yo, this is getting scores like this on 3 different platforms.
Yeah.
Right now. So like I loved Astrobot. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy because I don't fuck with that game. If you know me, I don't really fuck with Final Fantasy like that. The only Final Fantasy I've liked was 16, which came out most recently, but it ran like dog shit on the PS5. But it was still fun to play. But I found myself playing it in lieu of waiting for other games to come out. So it wasn't like a game that I needed to play. Why? Because I don't fuck with Final Fantasy. But anyways, I think when a game is multi-platform, it's easier to accept as a game of the year than if it is on one platform by itself. And I mean, we kind of seen that quite a bit this generation. Has there been a first party game that won
this
generation? Because I know It Takes Two was 2021.
Yeah.
Elden Ring was 2022. Baldur's Gate was 2023. Yep. And then this year. So no, there hasn't been.
Yeah, what was 2020 though?
2020, was that The Last of Us?
Yeah, I think it was Last of Us. And that was the beginning of this gen anyway, so yeah, that's true. I think the last first party game to win.
You still say it was PS4 though, because that game never came to PS5 until they did a remake or remaster or whatever the fuck.
Exactly. I think the last
was compatible.
Yeah, the last first. Oh yeah, so that was the last first party game.
Mm-hmm.
That one game of the year, and then I guess God of War did in 2018, which is still nuts.
And then also, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, in 2017, I think. Yeah, man. So no, nothing first party has won this generation, and I think that's going to continue. I think that's going to continue this year.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that this is the game to do it though? Because
Metaphor.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get into the last topic of today, which I'm gonna put it on the screen right now.
Do it.
IGN had a little thing called "What's your game of the year so far?" The number one thing right now is Black Myth Wukong, according to IGN.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was interesting because Matt said it's going to get snubbed.
I think it will.
Game Awards. You still believe that?
I 100% believe that. I think the reason that it wins on IGN is because it's you're asking people to vote.
Yeah.
And like as many people as like look, we saw the numbers that Black Myth Wukong did just in China. Like imagine how many people in China click on that link and they're like, "Well, this is an easy choice. This is a really easy choice." So it's like I truly do think, I hope it doesn't happen just because, it would be cool to see a smaller developer, especially with their first game, or at least I think it's their first game.
Stellar Blade's sitting at 4 right now. Look at that.
Stellar Blade's another game. I think Black Myth Wukong gets snubbed. And snubbed as in, not snubbed as in it doesn't win. I mean snubbed as in it's not nominated.
There's
kind of thing.
Astrobot sitting at 7. Pal World sitting at 8.
That's gonna be interesting. Are they gonna?
Silent Hill 2 sitting at 9.
Yeah.
What's crazy about this list so far is me personally, I don't understand why I haven't seen Dragon's Dogma yet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anybody that like I remember when Dragon's Dogma came out, like everybody was fucking with that joint.
Yeah.
I've seen a few. I know it's only been like a day or two for Silent Hill, so it still needs some time. But like, I haven't seen. I remember when Dragon's Dogma launched, like it was everywhere. It was everywhere the day it launched. But it was also multi-platform, so there could be that too as well, I guess. I'm just surprised to see Silent Hill 2 over it. Not saying that it doesn't deserve it. I'm just personally surprised to see that.
Yeah.
And then they got a demo in here, and they also got like Elden Ring DLC. So there's Dragon's Dogma sitting at 12 under Like a Dragon. And then there's Persona, Tekken. So those are the top 15, and then they go down for some more. Yeah, it starts to get pretty random the further we go down. Seeing the First Ascent on there. All right. So what would you say out of all the games that came out right now? And I'm not asking you for you, Matt. You can answer that one secondary, I guess, if you want to. But I'm asking you for what you think will be picked as the game of the year. And that's going to be the same for you, Cozy. But Matt, you go first. What do you think will be, or actually, let me make this a little bit more interesting.
All right.
What was there? 5 games? 5 or 6? What is it? 5?
Yeah, I think it's 5 or 6. It's one of those two was the nominees.
Tell me the games that you think are going to go in there that whether they came out yet or not.
So I think, I mean, the obvious ones: Metaphor, Astrobot. I would say Dragon's Dogma will probably be in there. That's where it gets tough. Because, like I said, I think Black Myth gets snubbed, as in it's not even there.
So we're still sitting at 3.
So if that's not going to be there, I'm thinking, God, I want it. No, because that's my personal thing. So no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, okay, I think Silent Hill 2 has a chance to be there.
Wow. Okay.
Just
you need 2 more now.
Just because it's Silent Hill 2. I think, God, let's see. What's come out this year? Tough, man. I think Stellar Blade could be there.
Okay, so that's 5. Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. Rebirth is going to be there. Rebirth is for sure going to be there.
You're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So those are your 6. You said Final Fantasy, Stellar Blade, Space Marine, Astrobot.
I don't think Space Marine is going to be there.
Oh, you didn't. Okay. Silent Hill, Dragon's Dogma,
Metaphor.
Oh, and Metaphor. That's right. Okay. All right, Cozy. You.
I think probably Final Fantasy will be there.
Okay, that's 1. 5 more.
Astrobot?
2.
I can't think of much else. I really can't
think Metaphor will be there?
No, probably not.
Wow.
All right. Well,
I'm almost interested to hear why you don't think Metaphor will be there.
don't know. It depends on it's because the weebs are gonna pick Final Fantasy over Metaphor.
Will they though?
Yes, because nostalgia.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're right, but I don't see that how Metaphor is not there.
Okay.
I think okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, go ahead. Finish.
I think honestly, if it's between Final Fantasy or Metaphor, I think Final Fantasy. I'm not Final Fantasy. I think Metaphor is there. If it's between the two, which I don't think it will be. They'll both be there.
All right, and then lastly, I guess I'll say Metaphor, Black Myth, Final Fantasy, Astrobot, fuck. Trying to think if there's any games that are coming out that I need to remember. Call of Duty ain't gonna do it.
Why not? What's wrong with Call of Duty?
It never does it. No matter how good it is, it doesn't.
Oh
It's
man,
not that
I forgot
type of
about
game.
one.
Oh man. No. I'd want to put Rachel's saying I'm ignoring Stalker 2. I'm not ignoring it.
I know. I'm definitely not.
I just highly doubt.
You know what?
Like if Stalker 2 makes it in the top 6, then I think Black Myth Wukong's gonna win. Like that's kind of where my thought process is, and it's kind of wild. But like for me, I'm thinking like Black Myth is barely getting in, even though it deserves to be there. Because
I think it's because
dumb shit.
the audience for Black Myth is different.
That's a fair point. Like how popular? I mean, I don't know. Maybe the answer is very popular, but how popular are Jeff Keighley's Game Awards in China? Like,
oh, by
maybe
the
it's very
way,
popular.
Loke,
Probably not much, but
which is watching right now, says a few words that aren't going to be spoken. But
I thought he can't say that.
Oh, he
Why are
can't
you
say it
saying
when
that,
he's
Luke?
on the show. He can't say it when he's on the show.
Well, I'm enforcing the rule. He can't say it when he's in chat. He can't say that. Look,
He's gonna get put in. We're gonna put our own podcast name in timeout. That's great.
Yeah.
Tell him to shut it. But anyways, you know, if Vic the Click doesn't, if he doesn't come through and click by Monday, the bet's off. You know what I'm saying? So Logue, just keep that in mind. Bet's off if Vic doesn't come through by the end of show on Monday, because that's the last time.
There you go.
But anyways, I was on 5, and I think my 6th one, because I'm pretty sure I already picked Metaphor. My last one that I'm gonna go with, I'm just kind of throwing this out there. You know what? I'm gonna be an asshole. Pal World. I'm gonna throw that out there. Has no business being there. Has no business being there. But I just want Nintendo to feel it. I'd love it. I'd love to see it there just so Nintendo just gets good and angry. I think that would help the industry. I think that would help the industry and Pokemon fans worldwide.
Pokemon fans worldwide. I mean, honestly, I think my biggest issue is I kind of support anything that makes them mad, especially since fundamentally Pokemon is so different from Power World. It's like, y'all need to get over yourselves.
Damn, Raichi said the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. That could be.
No, it won't until
Yeah.
the remaster of the remake of the remaster.
Just wait. Yeah, just wait for Horizon Zero Dawn
That sounds like
Remaster
game
Part
of the
2.
century.
I wanna add. I don't know what I'm taking away, but I want to add Stalker 2. And I was thinking about saying Stalker 2 while I was going through it in my head. I didn't, because kind of like Ham said, I just don't think they'll be there. But I think there's a chance that they could be. First of all, the game has to be great, obviously. But I think if it's great, I think the story of that team winning Game of the Year would be like one of the best feel good stories you could possibly imagine. If the game is up to snuff to actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll go out on a limb and I'll take something out. I'll take out Stellar Blade and I'll put in
Stellar
Stalker
Blade.
2.
Oh,
Yeah.
because
Good choice. Good choice. And Vic came back. He got to clicking. And he said I paid early this week. Yes, I believe it was Monday. And that's why I said after the end of the show Monday, he'll be free if you're not there. So, Loke, that does not mean on Monday you're able to say it. That means on Wednesday's show, or even on your Tuesday thing that you do with Football Manager. Then you'll be able to say it if Vic does not show up by Monday. But it sounds like Vic is here right now and he's hearing this right now. And that does not spell good for you, right?
By the way,
he's
that
hearing
is,
and seeing this, Slope.
how can a movie game be both the worst movie and the worst game ever?
It's impressive, isn't it?
You know?
Logan's angry right now.
Logan's crying. He's raging.
I get being a failed at making
Sounds like a
movies when
little
you make
bitch
video
right
games,
now.
but the video games are also garbage.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Logan's dealing. He's putting up with it. He can't say anything about it. It's great. Oh. We love you, Loke. We miss you. We wish you were here. It'd be more fun to troll you while you're here.
Yeah.
But anyways, that is the end of today's show. Let's go on ahead and do outros now. So, Cozy, you first. Where can everybody find you? What do
You
you
can
got
right
going
now find me here and then on Getting Wasted with Flies. I will have a video out of like a local event that's happening here. Pretty cool art event that goes on yearly. It's happening tonight actually. But yeah.
All right. Simple, quick. Matt, where can they find you, brother?
Yo, you can find me on YouTube, Matt Likes Games, videos every week over there. And then also, you can find me on Twitter, at Matt Likes Games. Oh, and then I should talk about the YouTube channel. Podcast as well every week. And on Mondays, it's the L3R3 podcast with myself. It's me, Twan, and Hard Days Mike. And then on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, it's the L3R3 podcast with myself, Ham Solo. And then on Fridays, I'm obviously here, 4 p.m. Eastern for Bullston.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I have recently had another cancellation, and that is more or less for personal reasons. On Thursday, I was doing a college football show, but I haven't done it in a little while, and I am canceling that until further notice right now, just for the fact that I just haven't really been feeling it for that in particular. So I'm just gonna be honest and say that right now, straight and forward, so you guys know that, and don't come to expect me to do something that I'm not gonna do. So there's that. Upcoming for tomorrow, my wife should be streaming some more Halo tomorrow. I know she's pretty excited for the third person Halo that's going to be coming out on the 25th. We meant to actually talk about Halo.
It's November, isn't
a little
it?
bit today.
Helljumpers comes out November or October 25th, right?
Yeah, October 25th is Helljumpers, and then I think the third person comes out. Is it October 25th or is it in November?
I think it's November.
Yeah.
I think they gave a date
in November. There's a few things that come out in November, I think, for Halo. So that the future is looking interesting for Halo, and I think that's interesting alone, seeing that they're going away from the slip space engine, but they got a few more things to give us before they get out of there.
That much closer to Halo farming sim.
I mean, hey, I heard something pretty cool actually about not about Halo, but like I heard a pretty cool suggestion of Halo when I was watching. I think it was like IGN Unlocked or something like that. They were talking about Xbox or something. But this one of the shorties on the podcast said something about it'd be cool if they came out with a grunt game, like maybe even a grunt horror game where you're trying to survive Chief coming in there destroying everything.
I was about to say against Master Chief. It's basically fucking Outlast.
Yeah.
You just can't be seen by Chief or else you die.
Yep. I mean, well, either that, like you can't see that like far end reflection to where you can see you getting scoped, like that you can't see. And there's like a quick time event one time that you get to try to dodge it. But then there's other things within the game. Kind of like a Detroit Be Human kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But with a grunt. I think that would be fucking hilarious.
They could make that very scary.
Well, I mean, but like we've said it before. The sky's the limit with Halo. They could really do whatever they want with that game. Like they can make so many different games. They can make an RPG with it. They can make a MMO. They can make literally every game type.
A farming sim?
They could, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. I don't know what you'd be farming in particular, but
it would take place during the fall of Reach. That's what I've been saying.
Halo dating sim. You just get set up by Halsey.
Yeah.
Halsey is your doctor.
Honestly, there could be a bunch of weird niche like games they could make in genres that at first totally don't make sense, but then you play it and you're like, that makes sense.
Find your forever Spartan.
Halsey catfishes you on a mobile dating app and then kidnaps you and trains you to be a Spartan. That's how the game starts.
I'm not gonna say that. Jeez Louise. Oh my god, I was gonna say something terrible. It had to do with a certain case going on with a certain rapper, but I'm not gonna say that anymore. Never mind. Forget it. Anyways, shout out to AEC Vic saying amazing episode. Cozy. Thanks, Vic, for that $2 super chat. Cozy. Me and Matt appreciate that as well. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure if you haven't yet, please hit that like button. We appreciate it a ton. It helps us get seen. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We'd appreciate it, you guys. Anyways, thanks everybody for stopping through. This is your boy Ham Solo signing out for TSWS Gaming, letting you know as usual, keep it gaming or keep it moving. Peace.